Hi guys, I'm Michael Hughes with Michaelfly Music. We're preparing to do our series on African American history here in Danville. We'll be doing this on Facebook and on my website, www.michaelflymusic.com. We want y'all to check us out. So right now we're going to leave from this spot and go check out some. Y'all come on. We ain't going to get no more. Hello guys, here we are on 2nd Street, the African American Business District. We're going to span around here and let you see the street in its whole before we really get started into our series. From that end down there, you see way on the end of the Henderson Hotel, one of the black establishments, but not actually back in the history, was the Obi's Record Shop, which lasted about 20 years. Burt's Bakery right there is where it used to be. The bus station was, they had a big tunnel, and the bus would turn right here on 2nd Street and go in around behind the Henderson Hotel and come out right there at the tunnel. And people would board inside of the tunnel. At one time, then the bus station would move down the street. Now, if you look down the street, you see there's nothing there. If you look down on the other end, it's all part of Constitution Square, about this area, from the city of Danville, and now they turned it into a full-size park. All the way on the back where the cabins are down there, there was an alley in back of all the buildings. And all the buildings, there was an alley so you could access the buildings from the back side. We're gonna go down, we're gonna pan around here. As you look, you see First Baptist Church over here on the corner, established in 1865. Burned down in 1966 and was rebuilt in 1967. As you come on up the street here by the stoplight, across the street, the big building on the end one time was restaurants, black-owned restaurants. I have been told that Mr. William Holland, better known as Big Sinkhole, operated one of the restaurants on that side. As you look into the McDowell House yard, you see a wall in the back that was the same size as the wall that ran around the back of the alley that separated Constitution Square Park from 2nd Street. All right, as we come on down here, you see the McDowell House, one of the places where I think one of the first operations, heart transplant. I might be wrong about that particular operation, but one of the first operations was performed right there. As we go on down 2nd Street here, there used to be a creamery, a dairy dip, that's set in right there on the other side of the wall, on the other side of the white fence. There was a dairy dip that sat there for years. On the corner was a restaurant that was known as the White House. Now back in the early 60s, blacks was not allowed to eat in that particular building. It was in the late 60s when blacks was allowed to sit down. It was one of the places where they couldn't sit down. And right across the street, the big building you see used to be known as the State Theater. Blacks was also not allowed to attend the State Theater. As you can tell by the building, how it's made, it had a big sign in the front that said State Theater. Okay, as we come back across the street, right on the corner sat a gas station. My brother, he used to work there. I know a lot of folks that worked there, the gas station. I was told it had one of the first automatic car washers to ever be seen in the state of Kentucky, or at least in Danville. All right, this was all, and from that end of the street all the way down, there was restaurants. About right here in the middle, there was a grocery store. There was a big building. There was one building that had 3 stories. There was a grocery store that was owned by the Singleton family that That was in the grocery store. On the second floor, there was a beauty shop ran by. I am told it was ran by Miss Mamie Taylor, Miss Madeline Summers, and also Miss Kathleen Jenkins worked in there for some time. Okay, now we're gonna go on down the street here. Right on the other side of the grocery store stood a pool room that was owned by the Richardsons. Mr. E.O. Richardson was the proprietor of that pool room. On the other side of the pool room stood a little building that was the E-Light Company cab stand. It was a real small building that went straight back. In the coming weeks, we will be putting photos on Facebook that will tell you or show you what the buildings look like. We hope that we can get enough pictures that you'll be able to visualize just what Danville look like, or this black district look like. All the way down on the corner, the same house is still standing. It's been remodeled. It used to have a roof and a porch. A lot of families lived there. Right across the street, there was a gas station that was one time owned by Mr. Bunny Davis and Mr. Tiny Richardson. On the other side of that was also a pool room that was ran by Mr. J.B. Tills. And on down was the Christian church. I'm not sure what year Christian church, but it's one of the older black churches in Danville. And now we see that the whole block looks different. So we want you to stick with us. We're going to visit a few more African American history, a few more spots that is involved in the early years of the African American history. So right now, this is Michael Hughes. Peace. Folks, we stopped back by the 2nd Street. We wanted to show you a couple things that we left out. Over on the left, you see, if you're looking straight ahead, was a liquor store that one time was owned by Mr. Craig Tarver. It was abolished in 1948 because that's when liquor was no longer to be sold in Danville. Prohibition set in 1948 in Danville, and all the liquor stores that was working was abolished. Now, one thing I didn't mention in my other part of our documentary was right on the other side of the big building of the house right there, set one of the main barbershops that ever existed in Danville in the black neighborhood. That shop was ran by Mr. Dow McCown, Mr. Jimmy Coates, and the Reverend O'Neill. Now there was 3 chairs in there, and this is about where everybody came to get a haircut. But also up on the 2nd floor of the lodge, there was another barber shop that Harry Whitley ran. So at one time, and I'm also told there was another barber shop on the other side of the street. I'm not sure. But as we go along and we research further, we ask everybody to join in with us. If you have pictures, if you have video, we want you to holler at me, Michaelfly Music, 326-6065. Home number, 859-236-7878, because we are very interested in all the information we can get as we reveal this African American history here in the city of Danville. Once again, I'm gone. God bless you.